everybody. Welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And today we've got a special VIP expert. Shannon Rae is in the house, and we're going to talk about the power of networking. So sit right there. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Yep, we're going to talk about the power of networking. Today, I love networking. 20 years ago, I was not the biggest fan. And now I know the power of it. And we've got our good friend, Shannon Rae, in the house, who's really going to go into why the heck do we need to network anyway? Shannon, are you out there?
Hello. It's so good to see you again.
It's so good to have you here. 2023 February. I hope you had an amazing Valentine's Day. And now we want to talk about networking. I mean, really, do we have to? It's like, is it important at all?
It's so important because that's what connects us to other people. And whether we want to grow a business or just have friends, learning how to communicate or network with other people out in the wild will make all the difference between who's on our side, who has our backs, and who knows us and will ultimately support us in our dreams as we move forward.
You know, one thing I've noticed over the couple of years that I've known you, you're a master at being able to know what person needs to connect with one person, with the other person. It's like, do you know so-and-so? Oh, you should. And then you'll connect them. Is it just a natural gift, or over the years you just figured out this is something I need to be able to do?
You know, I figured it out over the years and really doing events and talking to hundreds of people in a room, trying to figure out, okay, what do I do with this? Because at the beginning, it can be very overwhelming. So being able to figure out a way of communicating and networking with all of those people made all the difference. And so the first thing that I learned was really asking myself, what do I want? What do I want out of this event? And really what that comes down to is, what is my intention? Is my intention just to connect with people, to make friends, to have other allies? Is my intention to try to meet new people who have a need that I can fulfill? And, you know, we can have a client kind of relationship. So the very first thing before you go to any network event is really ask yourself, what do I want? What am I looking for? What do I want to get out of this event? Because when you have that clarity, then you'll have signposts to help you know if you're meeting that goal or not.
So what about the wildflowers? Wallflowers, let's just say wallflowers. Because one thing I notice is I'll go to an event and I'll think it's amazing. You know, I'm all over the place. I'm talking to people. I'm networking, which is an entirely different person from 20 years ago. But then I'll talk to someone that, you know, I've seen at multiple events and they always say the same thing. Well, it was okay. And I'm thinking, well, the reason why it was okay is because they never got out of their seat. They never really talked to anybody. They just sat there. And I guess they were hoping people would drift to them. How do you get people to understand that they need to get past that fear of speaking to someone in order to start that networking journey?
Yes, that's a really good question. And so the second piece is finding out what other people want. So first set your intention for what you want going in. And then when you're there, start asking questions that will allow you to really pick apart what the other people in the room are looking for. It's like, who are you? What do you do? But what are you really looking for? What is really going to help you, grow your business? And when you are asking people questions about them, they will open up to you. They will tell you all kinds of things, which is really cool for wallflowers or people who tend to be more introverted. All you have to do is ask a couple questions to get the other person started, and then just sit back, as they will literally literally tell you everything you need to know. And wallflowers actually make very good networkers, because if you are taking in a bunch of information from everybody in the room and you know that, oh, this person over here has been working on this, they're struggling, maybe they didn't even ask for this piece of information, but then you meet somebody across the room who's telling you what their expertise is, their superpower, then you just go, oh, these people can connect. And so even if you're not getting something out of that particular connection, people will start to get to know you as the person who knows people, so that will help grow your Rolodex as well, just creating allies and people around you who know that you know the people that they need to know.
Yeah, that's awesome. But now I got to ask you about the exact opposite end of the spectrum. The ones that are networking on nitro or something, they've got so much caffeine in them. They never sit down for the meeting. They don't pay attention to that. They're constantly going in and out of the door. And it's like they've made a mission out of meeting everybody in the room. What about those guys?
So it really depends. If this person is having success in the way that they network, then maybe there's nothing that they need to shift. But if you are one of those people who's the go, go, go and not getting the results you want, then maybe being able to take that step back and look at how you're communicating and how you're networking. If you're the person that's go, 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 and you're like, this is me, here's my business card. Like, I can't tell you how many events I've been to where somebody just shoves a business card right.
Oh, yeah.
And my whole body reacts and I go, oh no, I'm not doing anything with you. So if you are finding yourself having a reaction from other people, start asking questions. Instead of talking about yourself, ask questions. Every single person loves to talk about themselves. And when when you allow people to talk about themselves, they start to like you, they start to trust you, then they'll get to know you. And you might not walk away with as many connections that night or business cards or whatever the thing is that you use to see how successful you were. But over time, you will find you have a much richer connection of people because they will feel like you actually care about their stuff. And when I care about you, Tigo, I care about what you're doing. I will go out of my way to make sure that if you have something you're looking for, I'm going to figure out how to help you.
That is such a true story. We can talk about that all day. I know later on in next month, we're going to talk about the Now Honors, but honestly, the Now Honors wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for me knowing you, because you know how to connect the right people together. And it's like, wow, this is amazing. But let's get back to this because we're going to talk about the Now next month. What about the people that for some reason they've got it in their heads that these are the questions you need answered? They don't listen to you. They don't hear what you're talking about. They just assume, oh yeah, you need to know this. This is where you need to be. And they're not, and you feel like they're so in your space. They're the ones that get about 1.5 feet away from you and say, you should go do this. And have you done that? And do you know so-and-so? And you're just going, what? Who? Where did this person come from? What about those people at networking?
Yeah. So I have this little trick that I do. And as a woman, it's nice because usually I'm carrying a purse. And so I will actually put my purse in front of me kind of as a barrier to allow me to get a little bit of space from them for those close talkers. But you can use your body language to start to close off that conversation so that you can politely run away, right? Because we don't want to be stuck in those kind of conversations. So one thing you can do is just kind of turn your shoulder to the side to create kind of a stopping point. And then when they take a breath, hopefully they come up for air, you can say, thank you so much for your information, or thank you so much for find something that you can be grateful for, and then excuse yourself politely. The other side of that is maybe you really want to try to make a connection with this close talker. You can still use your body language a little bit to create some distance, but then you can slow your own speech down a little bit. And when they see you start to slow down, they can feel the calmness, and then they will start to relax a little bit. And then
that's an awesome tip.
A very specific question. And so we can do so much with the way that we communicate, both with our body language and with our voice. And that's probably something I use a lot that I didn't actually think of until just now when you asked me, is that I will, when I find somebody's energy coming at me and it feels static and very, I'll tell myself, breathe. And then when I anchor myself, then I can start to use that slower voice. And it's fun. If you want, if you're like me and you like people as a social experiment, try it and see how you can drive a conversation just with the pace of your voice.
You're amazing. How do they find you?
You can email me, Shannon@traumaedco.com, or check out our YouTube channel at Trauma Edco.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out. I can't wait till next month. You are the best.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, everybody. Yes, networking is super important. I had to learn that. It's also important to listen as well as ask the right questions and all that good stuff. But networking is so important. You want to grow your business. You want to connect with your family. It's just part of life. And you have to do it. I fought it for many years and realized I got to give up the fight and network. So do you. All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You know I want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.